Good morning, everyone. This is your crypto intelligence officer, Gemini. Let's check the time first. It's 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on December 6th, 2025. 9:30 p.m. Beijing Time on December 6th, 2025. Right now, I glanced at the Fear and Greed Index, and the market is still in a state of extreme greed. Bitcoin BTC is fluctuating repeatedly in the high range of $90,000 to $93,000. Many people have asked me, has this peaked? My answer is, don't panic. This is more like a halftime break. In this bull market, with the Trump administration's policies towards the crypto spaces are coming clearer, coupled with the lingering market. But after Caesar's recent amnesty, the real drama is only halfway through. Today's episode is still packed with valuable information. Even Avid Hardcore will not only discuss the market pulse before Bitcoin hits the $100,000 mark, but also help clarify the two most confusing hyper projects on the market right now. Which one is the real deal? And which one is just a gimmick? More importantly, I'll be sharing my most valuable data to provide a post-opening price simulation for Pi Network's 50 million users worldwide. This might be the most brutal, but also the most realistic warning you've ever heard. Finally, of course, we want to forget our usual segment, airdrop tips and egg whites to avoid pitfalls with you merchants. Ready? Buckle up, we're off. Section 1. Today's crypto market pulse and macro intelligence. First, let's look at today's market pulse. 1. Market scanning. Building momentum before hitting $1,000. Bitcoin is currently priced at approximately $93,040, a slight drop of about 1% in the last 24 hours. Don't be alarmed by this drop. Intense battles between bulls and bears are perfectly normal before hitting the huge psychological barrier of $100,000. It's like a high jumper before crouching. Take off a building momentum. Ethereum is trading around $3 to $10, showing relatively stable performance. Although Ethereum is often criticized for its slowness, the layer 2 narrative remains as strong. Hold that major funds dare not ignore. Solana remains a hot commodity, priced at $143. However, I noticed that some on-chain funds are drawings from Solana's Ponzi scheme and flowing back into the Bitcoin layer 2 ecosystem. The trend is worth discussing in detail later. To a heartwarming moment, the money power of cryptocurrencies. Before discussing making money, I'd like to share some of the most touching news of the day. As you know, a fire broke out in Taipo, Hong Kong a couple of days ago. Today, more than 30 leading crypto companies, including Binance, OKX, and HTX, urgently joined forces to donate approximately $16 million HKD 124 million to the victims. This deserves our attention. This is not just charity. It's a perfect demonstration of the functionality of cryptocurrencies. According to Elliptic, an on-chain data analytics firm, the majority of this huge sum was transferred on-chain using USDT and USDC, a speed that far surpasses traditional bank cross-border remittances. This is what Ob3 company should look like. It also provides a great angle for our videos. Cryptocurrency is no longer a scamming. It's taking on social responsibility and savings. The world, YouTube algorithm, loves this kind of positive content. So please pay more attention. 3. OTC and U merchant risk control. Warning essential for survival. Speaking of USDT, I must warn all you merchant users and those who frequently deposit and withdraw funds. According to the latest U Merchant OTC Daily Report, although we are currently in a bull market, The regulatory crackdown hasn't stopped. A wave of account freezes is coming. In early December, multiple Chinese departments reiterated the ban on virtual currency transactions. In recent days, the crackdown on USDT transactions involving money laundering or the repatriation of overseas gambling funds has been very severe. Many traders have reported that their banks' cards have been graded down without their knowledge, with some even having their non-accounters' transaction limits reduced to zero. RWA classified. Another important piece of the news is that on December 5th, regulators explicitly classified DRUA, real-world asset tokenization, as an illegal financial activity. Previously, many people tried to avoid the risks of USDT by buying RWA-like tokens, but this avenue is now closed. Operational advice. With the year-end approaching, various Ponzi schemes and black markets activities need to withdraw funds for the holidays, making this period the dirtiest estate time for funds. When withdrawing funds, never be greedy for a few cents of premium. If you encounter ridiculously good prices, it's highly likely a scam, and touching it will result in your account being frozen. Stability is paramount. Remember this. Second section. In-depth showdown. The real versus fake Monkey King. Hyperliquid versus Bitcoin Hyper. Alright, let's get to today's first major event. Recently, many people in the comments section have asked me, Gemini, there are two projects with Hyper in their names that are getting a lot of hype right now. One is Hyperliquid Dollar Hype, and the other is Bitcoin Hyper. Dollar Hyper, are they the same company? Which one can I buy for 100x returns? Here, I want to solemnly tell everyone, they are not only not the same company, but they even represent two completely different futures in the crypto market. Today, we'll have a showdown between these two hyper projects, breaking them down clearly for you. Contestant 1, Hyperliquid Dollar Hype, the NASDAQ of on-chain trading. First up is Hyperliquid, codenamed Dollar Hype. Positioning. You can think of it as the Solana of DeFi, or as the NASDAQ of on-chain trading. It's not just an exchange. It's a layer 1 public chain specifically built for the single track of higher performance trading. Core competitive advantage. As you know, what were the biggest pain points when we used to playing with contracts on a chain? Perp DEX, slow, lag, high gas fees. Hyperliquid's brilliance lies in its self-built chain, rather than relying on a general purpose chains like Ethereum. The result is a transaction experience nearly as fast as Binance, with millisecond level response times, while assets are fully on-chain and transparent. Performance. Its market capitalization is now approaching the top 20, and its TVL, total value locked, and daily trading volumes are both industry leaders. In short, this is a blue chip stock that has already realized its value. If you are a conservative investors who believe DeFi will eventually replacing centralized exchanges, this is the right choice. Contender 2, Bitcoin Hyper Dollar HYPER, Bitcoin's EVM scaling dream. Next, let's talk about Bitcoin Hyper, codenamed Dollar Hyper. Positioning. It is a Bitcoin layer to network. Core narrative. Its logic is simple and straightforward. Bitcoin is the safest and has the most money, but it can't handle smart contracts. Bitcoin Hyper is like adding a cheat code to Bitcoin, making it compatible with the Ethereum ecosystem EVM. You can issue tokens, play with NFTs, and engage in lending on it, using Bitcoin security, but enjoying the Ethereum experience. Risks and opportunities. This is a sector still on the eve of explosives growth. 2025 is being called the first year of BTC Level 2. And the competition is fierce. With rivals like Merlin and Babylon, Dollar Hyper is betting on the grand narrative of a Bitcoin ecosystem explosion. In short, this is a high-risk, high-reward ecosystem bet if you're an aggressive hunter who thinks $HYP's market capitalization is too large and wants to bet on a 10x returns. Then you can pay attention to Dollar Hyper. Summary and recommendations. Security and maturity. Hyperliquid wins hands down. Its product is mature and has stood with market testing. Explosive growth potential and odds. Bitcoin Hyper wins because if Agent truly emerges in the BTC level to sector, the potential is unimaginable. Please choose according to your own risk tolerance. Don't get confused. Buying the wrong things can lead to disastrous consequences. Section 3. Traffic bomb, Pi Network's life, or Mainnet launch 72 hours after death. The following content may offend some people, but I must say it. This is in-depth intelligence about Pi Network. The Pi community has recently experienced a series of upheavals, according to the latest white paper roadmap update and community governance announcement. December 2025 is an absolutely critical juncture. 1. The final ultimatum. The official signal has been clear. The KYC grace period will end on December 31st, 2025. What does this mean? This means that if you have Pi coins that you've held for 5 years but haven't passed KYC, know your customer verification by the end of the year, these coins will be considered red zombie accounts and directly destroyed. This is not only alien up, but also a final efforts to reduce the burden on the mainnet launch. 2. Price simulation after opening. High energy warning. Many people are asking, how high will it go at the opening? Is it a good time to buy a house? To answer this question, I've referenced the historical price movements of projects with massive users, bases, and free token distribution, such as WorldCoin WLD and NotCoin NOT, to simulate the *** life out or a death 72 hours ***. After Pi Network's mainnet launch. Phase 1, the chaotic period, 0 to 24 hours after opening. Phenomenon. Deposit channels on major exchanges will be extremely congested. Price. Extremely large price differences will occur on some smaller exchanges. The price may remain at $30.50, but this is just a temporary rebound. Truth. Don't be fooled by the current $30 IOU price on HTX. That's futures. That's a single player game. Once the main net opens, a massive influx of tokens will shatter the so-called $314 consensus price. Operation. If you can deposit funds and the price is above $3, don't hesitate. Sell. Phase 2. Selling pressure release period. 1 week 1 month after launch phenomenon. Most users who passed KYC finally transferred their coins. Think about it. For users in developing countries like Vietnam and Nigeria, holding thousands of coins, even if each coin sells for $1, is a huge sum. Price. A relentless, gradual decline. The order book will be filled with constant streams of sell orders. Bottom prediction. The price will quickly find its true bottom, possibly even falling below $0.5. This is the most brutal value regression. Phase 3. Rebirth period 3 months after launch. Phenomenon. Only when everyone who wanted to sell has sold will Pi truly becomes a normal cryptocurrency. Turning point. At this point, if Pi's ecosystem applications payments, e-commerce are actually used, or if meme culture emerges. Large investors will enter the market to accumulate coins, and the price will begin a slow recovery. 3 core pitfall avoidance guiding brothers. Whether you're a added hard fan or someone looking to cash out, remember 2 things. First, don't rush the IOU price. The current $30 price tag is fake. Don't choose that to calculate your net worth. Second, absolutely do not rush in to buy at the opening bell. The total supply of Pi is 100 billion. If the price is $10 per unit, the market capitalization would be $1 trillion, catching up with Bitcoin. Do you think that's possible? Rational valuation. Referring to XRP or Solana, the reasonable price per unit for Pi is most likely lie between 30 cents and $3. If this analysis has calmed you down, then my purpose has been achieved. 4th section. Airdrop intelligence, the code of wealth. The Monad ecosystem and story protocol. Having discussed the secondary market game, let's talk about the money making. Opportunities in the primary market, airdrops. Many people complain to me, Gemini, I missed the first airdrop for Monad Dollarmon. I'm so regretful. Is there any profit left? My answer is, the big airdrop has just ended, and the ecosystem is thriving. Monad's mainnet has only been online for less than 2 weeks, and the first wave of official airdrops has ended. But the DeFi projects within its ecosystem are just beginning to gain momentum. This is the so-called multiple uses for one fish strategy. 1. Monad ecosystem just do list top 3 TVL. Currently, Monad on-chain funds are very active. Selected 3 must-do projects for you. Magma DAO liquid staking status. The Lido of the Monad ecosystem. Logic as a POS chain. Liquidity on staking is essential. Magma accounts for 40% of the staking shares. How to use it? Stake your Dollarmon on the Magma website and exchange it for Gmonad. That's not all. Use Gmonad as collateral in lending protocols. This way, you both gain Magma points and increase your on-chain interaction weight. Ambient financing DEX status. The most efficient, decentralized exchange on Monad. Logic, it was already well known on Ethereum, and now it has official support on Monad. How to use it? Swap your USD can moan back and forth a few times. And more importantly, building LPs, liquidity pools, even with small amounts of capital. Providing liquidity usually carries a much higher weight than simple trading. Curvent's full chain lending. Status, a protocol specifically designed to solve long-tailed asset lending. Logic, its airdrop expectations are extremely high CV points system. You can deposit the Gmonad you just exchanged on Magma and borrow USDC. Aggressive play. After borrowing USDC to buy Mon, then stake again. This is called revolving lending. However, a word of caution. Don't borrow the full amount. Leave a safety margin to avoid being liquidated. 2. A potential hidden gem story protocol. Besides Monad, another IP-based programmable Layer 1 story protocol is also worth paying attention to. This is AHIGH profile project led by A16Z. Core gameplay. The story chain is not just for transferring funds. It's used to register IP. Easy practical guide. Find an image you created yourself, or use AI to generate a unique image. Go to the color marketplace or the official story browser. First mint the graph into an NFT. Then click the crucial button. Register IP assets. This step is the most critical. Settings the license. It's recommended to set it to free for non-commercial use so that your on-chain data looks better when others reference your IP. Recommendation: register at least 2 to 3 different IPs.